crispy, traditional Vietnamese spring rolls with a twist. A true delight to eat, golden, crunchy, and bursting with flavor. The moment you bite into one, you hear that satisfying crunch, followed by layers of savory goodness filling your mouth. They're dangerously addictive. One is never enough, and you'll definitely be reaching for more. Let's start cooking. I have a bowl of warm water here, which I'm using to soak the noodles. These are the noodles I'm using. They're clear and go by many names: vermicelli noodles, mung bean noodles, glass noodles, or cellophane noodles. The trick with these noodles is not to put them in boiling water. That makes them soggy. The last thing you want is a gluey texture in your spring rolls. Warm water works perfectly. I have 1 egg here. I'm going to crack it, beat it, and fry it in the pan for about a minute. I'm not seasoning the egg yet, because it will be seasoned together with the vegetables later. Usually, I use spring roll wrappers for my spring rolls. Today, I'm breaking that tradition and using rice paper instead, because the filling I'm making is better suited for rice wraps. I hope you'll try this recipe at least once because it tastes unbelievably delicious. The eggs are pretty much done. Let's transfer them to the cutting board and cut them into pieces. By the way, I'll post the full recipe in the description. If you try this recipe, come back to this video and leave a comment about your experience. I'd love to hear it. In the same hot pan, I'm adding a little more oil and about 3/4 of a tablespoon of garlic. I sauté it until fragrant, then add the crab meat and 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon powder, and then stir and cook it for about 1 minute. I've drained the noodles and now I'm cutting them shorter to make them easier to roll. Here I have 3 shiitake mushrooms. I soaked them earlier and now they're ready to use. Make sure to squeeze out the excess water. We don't want a wet spring roll filling. These are being cut into pieces. I love shiitake mushrooms. They add a deep, savory umami flavor that makes any dish more delicious. Their tender, meaty texture balances the other ingredients perfectly, and the aroma they add is simply amazing. Traditional Vietnamese spring roll filling usually consists of ground pork and sometimes shrimp, giving it a familiar, savory taste. Today, I'm breaking that tradition with a delicious twist. I'm using crab meat instead. The sweet, delicate flavor of the crab pairs beautifully with the earthy shiitake mushrooms, while other ingredients add layers of texture and flavor. The result is a spring roll that's crispy on the outside, bursting with savory sweet goodness on the inside, and truly a unique culinary experience. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you won't miss any of my future videos. I post tasty recipes like this all the time. All the chopping and cutting is done. Now, let's combine everything together. To this bowl of chopped veggies and noodles, let's add the egg and the crab meat. For seasoning, I'll need about 1 tablespoon of Hoisin sauce. You can find it at almost any supermarket. A 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, an 8 of MSG, 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm wearing gloves here because it's easier to mix everything by hand than using a spatula or chopsticks. Just mix gently to combine. Next, I'm going to wrap these using rice paper. I have a bowl of water and a few wrapper trays for the rice paper. This is the rice paper I'm using today. Dip 1 sheet at a time into the water, then place it on the tray. Repeat with the remaining wrappers. The rice papers are pretty big, so I'll probably only need about 6 or 7 of these. Next, I'm going to wrap these little guys. Lay the rice paper tray in front of you, and then place the filling on the rice paper near the bottom. Then spread out the filling to your desired length. Fold the bottom edge over the filling. Fold the 2 sides inward to enclose the filling. Roll up tightly toward the top edge. And the first one is done. Continue the same process with the rest of the wrappers until all the filling is used. Rice paper tends to stick together, so try not to place them too close to each other, like I just did. Once they stick, they can tear when you try to pull them apart. These little guys are now ready for frying. In a hot pan of oil, I'll place them in one at a time. The reason I do this is that they'll stick if you throw them all in at once. Pulling them apart can tear the rice paper, the filling can spill out, and it can even burn and dirty the oil. After placing one in the pan, I roll it around to help the rice paper start to harden. Then I add the next one and do the same, making sure they don't touch each other. These don't take long to fry, about 3 to 5 minutes. I start with high heat to harden the rice paper, then turn it to medium to cook through, and finish on high heat again to make the rice paper golden brown. Since I have 7 rolls, I'm cooking them in separate batches. Look at these beautiful crab spring rolls. They're so crunchy to the touch, and I can't wait to taste them. These crab spring rolls are insanely crispy, and the filling looks so flavorful. Sweet crab, earthy mushrooms, and fresh veggies all together. There's a little kick from the black pepper, just enough to make it exciting. Thank you for watching Savoury Tease.